to Dog Star Tarot. I'm going to do a reading for the collective for the full moon in Libra, but before I do, I just want to tell you that yesterday I tried to do readings for the collective for the zodiac signs like I normally do, and I really struggled yesterday, and I was very drawn to these cards, the Starseed Oracle, which I very, very rarely use. I did do readings for each of the zodiac signs, but I haven't published it. And the reason for that is because it is a little bit out there. I'm just going to read a little bit about on the back what these cards are all about. So if you do want to see them, there is another video that I am going to publish, so you can have a look at it if you're drawn to it, if you're interested. Some of them were quite deep and meaningful. Others, maybe not so much. Anyway, it says, have you always had a longing for home without really knowing what it meant? If so, you could be a starseed soul. This activating oracle will help you unlock your soul gifts, connect with your cosmic origins, and remember who you truly are. So I am going to publish that one later on, after I've put this one up on YouTube. So you can have a choice if you want to look at it or not. This reading is just going to be one reading for the collective. I'm not doing separate ones for each of the zodiacs. I want to read a little bit from the Moonology Diary. There's an awful lot going on astrologically. And as always, I recommend my friend Laurie at White Birch Tarot, who she just summarises what's going on with the astrology in a little 14-15 minute video. So have a look at that. It's very insightful. Whoops. Right, so full moon in Libra. I want to read this because it is important. So key words are intensity, transformation, power struggles, and tensions. Okay. It would be absolutely marvellous if every full moon in Libra was easy and pleasant. After all, Libra is a pretty pleasant sign, ruled by a pretty pleasant Venus. And if that were the case, every full moon in Libra would be a wonderful chance to start all over again when it comes to our most important one-to-one relationships. We'd simply see gracefully from troubled times to better times. We'd turn the corner in all our most important relationships without looking back and with no struggles. But we all know that rarely happens. At the time of this full moon, Libra's planet Venus is clashing with Pluto. That suggests there could be trouble in paradise for those in relationships. While some people will fight their corner, others will resort to manipulation. Underlying tensions can come to the surface now. Pluto's influence may bring up issues related to control, manipulation, or power struggles, especially in close partnerships. There may be intense emotions or hidden truths coming to light, pushing you to confront what lies beneath the surface in your relationships. So what to do? Be aware of potential upsets. See any problems between you and someone who matters a lot to you as a stepping stone to happier times. If you feel you're being manipulated in a relationship, whether it's personal or professional, it's important to do your best to extricate yourself as soon as possible. The good news is that despite all of this, there's also a fantastic Mercury aspect to Jupiter. This means that if you take a deep breath and try to talk things through rationally, you might be able to use any conflicts as an opportunity to work things out. It's definitely worth a try. Okay, so that's from the Moonology Diary by Yasmin Boland, which I look at every month to just get an overview of what's going on with the full moon and the new moon energies. Right, so today I'm using the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I've been using this one a lot lately, and it just feels right. There are no people on this one. It's all animals, and it's a little bit different to regular, like Rider-Waite style tarot cards. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know. current energy. Whoops. What's behind you? Might need to close the blinds. What's ahead of you? Feeling this one. What's challenging you? And what's blessing you? I'm just going to pause the video for 1 sec while I okay, back again. I just wanted to close the blinds and put the light on to the glare here on the table. Right, so in the middle, what energy have we got in the middle? Oh, Two of Swords. Okay. You can see those okay. Got a decision to make, but you're not sure which way to go. There might be a middle ground. It looks like you're very tempted to go in a particular direction. It'd be interesting to see what the other cards say. So let's have a look at those. Okay, I think that light's better now. Looking at this card again, I wonder if you're clinging on to one way of doing something, one way of reacting to your circumstances, and forgetting that there is a middle ground and there's another option entirely. Okay, so if this is to do with a relationship, just be careful that you're not hanging on to something desperately. And look, that's a sword, you know. You're going to get hurt if you hang on too tightly to that, just that way of reacting. Okay, so what do you need to leave behind, or what do you need less of? Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Perhaps a need for everything to be perfect. You know, perhaps this is something you might have to compromise a little bit. You know, there is not going to be a relationship or a situation that's going to fulfill you, that's going to tick every single box for every single one of you. You know, we don't live in paradise, sadly, but we have to make the most of it, you know. So I think let go of the need for everything to be 100% perfect, and particularly if you're kind of stuck in one way of doing something, for everything to be your way or the highway. Okay, so just be careful of that. What do you need more of? Oh, look at that. Good luck on your side. Wow. The hours on this, that is, for me, that's quite moving. I dreamt of an owl last night. Oh my God. And it's number 10. And I woke up in the middle of the night. We live in a place, we're adjacent to a very busy main road. The last 8 years we lived adjacent to a woodland, and we had trees right outside of our window. And in 8 years there, I never heard or saw an owl. And I love them. I'm very drawn to owls. Last night I woke up at 1:10 a.m. in the morning, and I heard the sound of an owl. I looked out of the window and I saw the owl flying. So this for me is personally like really validating card to get. But yeah, Wheel of Fortune works both ways, you know, sometimes. But I think that if you've been having a tricky time, a hard time, it looks like the wheel's going to turn in your favour. And this is also about wisdom, okay? Learning from your mistakes, okay? Just getting, wising up a little bit, okay? What's your challenge? Three of Wands. Okay, Three of Wands is taking a step in a different direction. It's a journey. Sometimes it's you know, like waiting for your ship to come in. It's heading off, but you've done the preparation, okay? You're not just going off blindly like the fool. You have done some preparation. So, yeah, you might have to take a step into the unknown, but it isn't without, you've got wisdom on your side here, okay? You've got wisdom, okay? So don't be afraid to maybe move out of your comfort zone a little bit to get what you want for this Wheel of Fortune to happen. And, you know, accept that, yeah, maybe things are going to be a little bit different. They're not going to be 100% everything that you want, but they could be a lot better than they are now, okay? Is that a sun there, or is it I think it is the sun, actually. Okay, what's blessing you? Six of Cups. This is usually a card of nostalgia, but here it kind of feels like it's got, yeah, I think family, thinking about the past and learning from the past, okay, learning lessons from the past is your blessing. You know that sometimes there are things that we perhaps overlooked. I'm looking, oh, I was looking for the Sixth Cup, but it's here in the middle, okay. There's a Five of Cups, okay, which is, that is a card of not counting your blessings, not acknowledging the good things in your life, whereas here, there's sort of a celebration of the good stuff. So take the good stuff with you to the future, okay? There are lessons from the past. Take the good stuff, and maybe you've got to find a different way of doing things. You've got to compromise, find a middle ground, I feel. Don't be afraid to move away. Or move, I don't mean that physically necessarily, but, you know, perhaps you need to move away from having a fixed point of view. It could be a physical move as well. But yeah, you know, just, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, okay? You know, if it's 99%, even 90%, you know, this is a nice card to get for your future energy. So that's what I've got for you. Yeah, I might have a bit of a challenging time over the next few days, but fingers crossed it's going to, you know, the wheel is turning and things are going to get better. So I hope that gives you a bit of reassurance. And I will post my other video, the Starseed one, which I still don't know. I'd be interested in having, you know, receiving your comments on that. If you do look at it, you know, what you think of it. And I've had that deck ages and I've just never felt drawn to using it. But yesterday, for some reason, it was the only deck that seemed to make any sense to me. Today's different. I feel like the wheel's sort of turning a little bit for me. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you all for the comments. I love to get your comments. And, you know, just whether the readings resonate for you, or, you know, what you think of the cards, whatever. If you want to ask me any questions, I love to get your comments and I really appreciate it. So thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.